Hello, and welcome back to the 7th video in my Chess Engine series. In this video, we are going to be dealing with king checks and pinned pieces. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is in the board class, create a piece, and we're going to say piece find king. And what this is going to do is return the king. We are going to take in a boolean is white, which is going to be the color of the king. And we then loop over every piece, so for piece, piece, in the piece list, we say if is white is equal to piece dot is white, and piece dot name is equal to king. Just like that. If that is true, then we return that piece. And because we need to return something, we return null at the bottom, like that. Then we create a new class, and we call it check scanner, like this. And we then put board, then public check scanner, we take in a board, like that, and we do this dot board is equal to the board that we took in, like that. The next thing to do is create a public boolean and say is king checked, and we take in a move, and if this is true, it means that the king is in check. So for now, we're just going to return false at the bottom, but at the top, we're going to make a king. So piece, you need to import this. So piece king is equal to the board dot find king, and is right is going to be move dot piece dot is right, like that. And we're going to assort this to not equal to null for now. So king not equal to null. Then what we do is create king columns and rows. So int king column is equal to the king dot column. And the same for the row. Like that. We then go if the board dot selected piece is not equal to null, and the selected piece dot name is a king dot equals king, then the king column is going to be equal to the move dot new column, and then again same for the row. Just like that. And for now, that's good. The next thing to do is create a new method, and we're going to say private boolean hit by rook. And we then take in a column, a row, a king, so piece king, the king column, and the king row. Just like that. We also take in two more, which will be int column value and int row value, like that. We then have a for loop, and we say for int I is equal to 1, while I is under, we can just say 8 for now. Yeah, just put it 8. Then I++. Then if the king column plus, and then in brackets, I times the column value is equal to the column, and then the same for the row. So we can just copy this and switch these to the row. Is equal to the row. If that is true, then we break. Then below this if statement, we go piece is equal to board.getPiece at the king column plus, in brackets, I times the column value, then the same for the row. So the king row plus I times the row value. Then if piece is not equal to null and piece is not equal to the selected piece, like that, we then have another if statement going if board dot same team, the piece and the king, meaning we're not hit by our own bishop, so the piece and the king, if that is false, and then in brackets, piece dot name dot equals a rook, or piece dot name is equal to a queen. If that is true, then we return true, like that. Else we break, and then at the bottom here, we can return false, like that. Then we can copy this method and say hit by bishop, but we need to change a couple things. So instead of plus, this is now a minus, and same for right here, like that. We then change the rook to a bishop. And I think that's it for this one. We then can have hit by knight. So private boolean hit by knight. We then take in a column, a row, a piece, which is the king, a king column, and a king row. We then create a new boolean, and I'll say private boolean check knight. And for this one, I'll take in a piece P, the king, piece K, a column and a row, and that should be good to go. We then return that P is not equal to null, and the king and piece are not on the same team. And the piece name is knight. Like that. We then also include one more thing. So in brackets, then we have it set to false. The piece dot column is not equal, is equal to the column, and piece dot row is equal to the row, like that. Then back in the hit by knight, we can say return check knight board dot get piece at the king column plus 1, or not, minus 1, then the king row minus 2. Then we pass in the king, the column, and the row. I'll add an or there. So I'm then going to copy this and paste it 7 more times. Like that. Then we can go and change these numbers to 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. Then we can follow the same pattern here. Like that. Then we're going to change the operators. So plus, 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 and plus. Then we can change the second to last, third, and fourth, and fifth. Just like that. And that should be good for the knight. We then have the king, so private boolean hit by king. And we're going to do the same thing with the knight. So we take in a piece king, the king column, and a king row. Like that. We're going to do the same thing with, like that we did for the knight. So private boolean check king. And we're going to say, we're going to take in a piece and a king. Like that. Then going to return that the piece is not equal to null, and they're not on the same team. I guess this might not be needed. No, we need it, never mind. So, the piece and the king. Like that. And the piece dot name is equal to king. Just like that. Then in this hit by king, we can return check king or check king board dot get piece at the king column -1, the king row -1. Then we can also pass in the king like that. And I am once again going to copy and paste this 7 more times. And I'm going to say -1, -1, plus. Then we can take away this -1, -1, +1, like that. Then minus and plus, and we can take away this -1. This is now going to be a +1. Same with these two. We can then take away these two -1s. Keep this -1. And that looks good to me. So that should be it for the king. Now the last one is the pawn. So private Boolean hit by pawn, like that. We then take in a column, a row, a piece, which is the king, a king column, and a king row, like that. Then we're going to say int color val is equal to the king dot isWhite, and if it's true, it's going to be a -1. Else it's going to be a +1. We then can return the method that we haven't made yet. So private Boolean check pawn. We're then going to take in a piece, a king. I guess I'll keep this single letter stuff going. A column and a row, like that. We then return piece is not equal to null, and they're not on the same team. Like that. And where was it? And the piece dot name is equal to pawn, like that. Then back in the hit by pawn, we return check pawn board dot get piece king column +1 king row plus the color val. Then we pass in the king, the column, and the row, like that. We then say, or, if it's the same thing, like that. Oh, let me delete this. Then we change this to a -1. I also see that I forgot to add something. So let me just copy this and paste it here. So the very last thing to do is go up here, and instead of returning false, we say return hit by rook. And I'm actually going to copy this 4 times. So I'll say hit by rook, like that. Then here I'll say hit by bishop. And I'll do the same for the bishop. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I guess let me line them up like this. I'll pass in move.new column, move.new, oh, I need a comma here. So move.new row. I'll pass in the king column, and the king row, like that. Then all that's left is the numbers. So I'll say 0 and 1, 1 and 0, 0 and -1, -1 and 0, like that. Then for the bishop, I'll say -1 and -1. I'll say +1 and -1. Then +1 and a +1. And for the last one, -1 and a +1. And I'm just going to make some comments going up, right, down, and left. Then this is going to be up left, up right, then down right, and down left, like that. What's next to do is, oh, I forgot a comma here. That's what it is. What's next to do is say hit by knight. Let's do it. I'm going to pass in a new column, a new row, the king column, and the king row. Or, if we are being hit by a pawn, at the new column, the new row, the king column, and the king row. Or, last one, we say hit by king. We pass in the king column, and the king row. Just like that. There. Now what we do is we go to the board, and for the valid move, so is a valid move, we add one more if statement. I guess first we need to create the object. We go check scanner is equal to a new check scanner and we pass in this. Then here we go. If check scanner dot is king checked, we just pass in the entire move. So if that is true, we return false. Just like that. And after that, it should be good to go. Okay, so if I take my king up here, and say I put my queen here, I can no longer move this pawn into a spot that puts my king in check. See, if I take it out of the way, I can move it. And if I'm here, I have to either move my king out of the way or block it with a different piece. So I can block it, but then I can no longer move it out of the way. What else you can do is put your queen here, and I cannot move my king into a spot that puts it into check. It works with every piece. Say the knight is here. I have to either move it out of the way or capture it, which I can't do. It works with the bishop as well. I can't move it towards the bishop. I need to move it out of check. And it also works with the king. If I can... like this. I cannot put it into a spot that the enemy king covers. Like that. So yeah, that's king checks and pinned pieces. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.